What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the best podcast that you've never heard of, Small Talks with the Big Guy. I am, of course, your host, as always, Eric, EROE, the Big Guy. No matter what you want to call me, I'm always your host with the most. Ladies and gentlemen, apologies need to be said right out of the gate here. I have had a rigorous, dedicated schedule to this podcast, and unfortunately some unfortunate things have happened, and we've had to kind of shift shit around a little bit. But we're back. We're back. And boy, do I got a good one for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a guy who, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that we met off of what I used to call an RGR, a random game raid. I could be wrong about that, but I believe I'm right. Ladies and gentlemen, since that random game raid, we have connected and become very close friends. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the one, the only Twitch streamer, Saint Lemony.
How's it going, EROE?
It's good, brother. How are you?
Oh my god, I'm not doing too bad. Just been excited for this since you had invited me. I've been really excited about it. I've been talking about it with all my friends. Like, hey, I'm gonna do EROE's podcast with him, Small Talks with the Big Guy, and I'm like, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
I will tell you off the bat, however.
Okay.
I remember how we met.
Okay. Am I incorrect?
Not entirely incorrect. I will tell you, we met via a TikTok trend. It was Choose Your Fighter.
Oh God.
Yeah. and you did one, so I was going through and I seen yours, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this too. And we had like opposing like stances, and since then I was just like following back and forth, and then right. I was streaming on Twitch back when it was EROE, and
yeah.
God,
yep. I forgot all about that. Yeah, man. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
That's God. I don't even know how long ago that's been. That's had to have been at least a few years now.
3 years. 3 years. Around this time, about 3 years ago, because I remember where I was living at that time too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm glad that you have a good memory.
Yeah. Because I remember I was going through and I was like, this is exactly when we met. It was just happenstance. You posted a TikTok saying it was the choose your streamer, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then
because I at that point I was really heavy into like trying to get everybody like a big streaming community together and and trying to like get a whole bunch of like I don't know, I was trying to like remake Achievement Hunter and not be like cringy.
Yeah. Yep, I remember them days.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
And then we talked a bunch of games and all kinds of stuff, and then now here we are, 3 years later, we're playing D&D and hanging out.
Finally.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
But yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Thank you for enlightening me on that. I honestly, I had completely forgot that I even did that TikTok.
Yep. I totally remember it. And then after that, like, we just did a couple other duets I did off of you piggybacking, and then just followed each other and just went from there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Let's say it's crazy to say that like some of the people I've met off of Twitch, TikTok, because I mean, if you want to be technical here, the Geek Slays I also met off of a TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was I did a Star Wars not the hot take. It was a Star Wars video where I was like, what would have happened if Darth Maul killed Qui-Gon in the sands of Tatooine instead of just fighting him a little bit, and Geek duetted it or stitched it and was like, no, Star Wars would have never happened. So like we just he stitched that, and then we followed each other, kind of the same gimmick, but
it's just TikTok brought a lot of us together just by happenstance. There's really I gotta thank it for that.
Definitely, brother. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you said that you were telling everybody that you were super excited to be on here.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you.
Yes.
You are on a milestone episode for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because this is episode 10.
Yeah.
And I have a very bad habit with podcasts. If you look back at my history, I typically go 10 episodes of podcast and then it ends.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I do not plan to end this podcast anytime soon. But as of right now, you are tied at episode 10 with my first season. My second season technically had 11 episodes, but I don't count season 2 in anything because I never had a guest. So as of right now, you are my milestone episode 10.
Let's go. I'm for it. I'm here for it.
So
that's awesome to hear too.
Hell yeah, brother. But Lemony, enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right out of the gate.
Okay.
Who the hell is Saint Lemony?
Saint Lemony. My name's Will. 33. I'm assistant manager working at a movie theater, and I stream here and there on Twitch, and run my Discord with my friends, hang out, and love anime. I love One Piece too.
Yeah,
like a lot of One Piece. But yeah, I mean, I like to consider myself a pretty normal person for when it comes to streamers and whatnot. So I don't know. It's like, who am I? Huh? Just a regular guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like what? So I'm not gonna lie to you. You work one of my dream jobs. I have always wanted to work at a movie theater.
Oh, let me tell you, I've worked in 3 different movie theaters, and it's always been something I loved.
Yeah.
It's why I keep going back to work at the movie theaters, just because like the culture around it of the people you work with make it even better.
Mm-hmm.
When I started out working at the Alamo Draft House, I started as a bartender, worked up to be a shift lead, to working up to be a supervisor. We would have the midnight premieres every Wednesday, every other Wednesday, and all the employees would show up. Like, doesn't matter if you were a cook, if you were a server, a bartender, whatever you were at the movies every Wednesday at midnight when we were watching movies. Then we discussed the movies for like the next week until the next movie comes out. That's what I fell in love with. I fell in love with the ability to have these conversations and group discussions with the close people that I know. And then, I took a break, went back to working regular day shift jobs. And then when I moved back here to Omaha recently, after I got my associate's or my bachelor's degree, I got called in for an interview and was back in it again.
Crazy.
And it's just it's the culture also of like the people who work there. A lot of them love movies. Doesn't matter if it's animated, if it's thriller, drama, comedy. Like they love some kind of movie, and it's always good to put yourself around people that share those same common interests.
Definitely. Oh man, I can't wait for a later question in this podcast. That is for sure. So what? Like, obviously, you guys have probably seen some crazy ass movies.
Yes.
And on those Wednesdays, what's the what do you think was like the most? I don't want to say the most. Probably like which one would you say was like the best overall experience?
The best overall, honestly, I can say at least 3.
Okay.
Easily the best one for me going to was It Chapter 1.
Oh, okay.
Every employee was there for that. Like they made sure they were in that theater for that. The second one obviously was Infinity War, just because it's like the quote unquote part 1 of the end of the game, end saga.
Yep.
So once again, we were in the biggest house with the surround sound speakers, listening to it as we're sitting there watching it. It was just a phenomenal experience. And then third, we did a mystery movie kind of deal. They all had us put in like a piece of paper in a hat, like, what movie do you want is your favorite movie? And then we pulled it out and no one knew what it was. So they did like trailers for the top 5 runners up. And then the movie we watched was Swiss Army Man, which I don't think anyone was ready for. And telling you now, people who show up to a mystery movie, they still have a good time regardless. Like, hey, I'm gonna stay here for the movie. No one walked out. So good. Like those are the three that I know that were the most memorable. Like going to see.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about? I mean, obviously the people, but like what's your favorite part about working in the theater besides for like the community and the people that you work with?
I mean, working at the movie theater, the one best advantage of me working there is posters, memorabilia, anything that's to do with the movies. Like if it's a movie I want to get a poster for, chances are I probably have it right now. I have a whole bunch of like your regular standard posters. I have a little bit larger poster for each tapestries of posters.
That's crazy.
Fit in the entire wall, top to bottom.
Yeah.
I just collect them. I got some best friends pins for Deadpool and Wolverine. I got some pins for the Blair Witch. Just random movies, just collecting. It's the one good part is just to have a 1% thing that no one else is going to have. I get that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Say I mean obviously I've shown it off. I believe I've shown it to you before.
Yeah.
I when I went and saw the D&D movie.
Yep.
I had to get that popcorn bucket.
Yep. And
so
it's crazy too because there's so many different ones. Like the first movie theater I worked at, they have I have two examples right here actually. This is my Guardians of the Galaxy cup from Mondo.
Oh wow.
So it's got Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and on the back it has a little description of what it says.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, which is my favorite that I own, like I'm telling everyone in my house, like this is not yours to use. It is my Aliens cup.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah, so it's like super well designed, like very like the red just pops on that black, and so I'm like, hey, this is my cup. Sorry, you guys can't use it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So like I got those from working at the Alamo, so they sell like different kind of mugs and things. They sell limited edition DVDs. They work with A24 for some of those too. And then when I was at B&B, which is a smaller theater, we got limited edition buckets, but they weren't like the cool tin buckets or like the cool like Ghostbusters Ecto box. It was just a standard bucket with printing on it, and those were really cool. And then now I'm at Marcus Majestic, and we get all the tins, the hats. We got the Wolverine head, the Deadpool head. We just got Transformers 1 cups to drink out of. Like, we get a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
So it's always just those being able to have like first grabs at those things too. Super nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is the Alien Cup, is that from the newer one? The Romulus or whatever?
This one is Alien Covenant.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say, because I never saw Romulus or whatever the hell that one was called.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard many good things.
Yeah, so
it's on the list.
Yeah.
But I think I want to, before I watch Romulus, I want to go back and do a whole sequence of watching like the Prometheus series and like the early Alien. Watch all of those without Romulus in it, then watch Romulus, because Romulus takes place between 1 and 2.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, so like I could watch it and throw it in there, or I could just watch the entire series as, you know, either you have the two ways to watch Star Wars. Either you watch it in chronological order, or do you watch it release date series. So I want to watch it chronological without Romulus, just so I can save that one for last.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely that's like my that's like my chosen way to watch the MCU as well. Is chronological, starting off obviously with Captain America and then working all the way down the line to Endgame.
Yep. And then they're like, hey, here's the more definitive way to watch them. And I'm like,
yeah.
All right.
No, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But hell yeah, bro. No, you it's always been a dream job of mine. And like every person I've ever spoken to that's worked at the theater, like they have nothing but good things to say.
Oh yeah, it's like I still like. There's many times where I'm like, I want a job that, you know, either pays better or I get more hours or this, because it's one of the downfalls. You have your big slow seasons is during school season.
Oh yeah,
like June to late May, June to late August. You are busy every day. I'm getting like 100 hours a week. I am I'm dying at times. And then when school starts up, I'm just sitting in there like, all right, I'm gonna take my laptop to work and do some work.
Hell yeah.
So it's a give and take with this. It's a double-edged sword, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. It is such a fun job.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely got to be like the goal of life, is to find a job like how you feel about yours.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not like I drive for Amazon, so like I'm not crazy about my shoot job, but like it's definitely not the worst job I've ever had.
Crazy thing is, I almost was working for Amazon delivery. It is very huge, very prominent here in Omaha.
Yeah, in the town next to the city that I live in, they opened up one of the distribution centers.
Yep.
And it changed that entire town ever since then. It jumped up I think it jumped up like 1,200 people in population.
Omaha is that same way. We're constantly growing. We just got the Amazon warehouse. We got a Facebook warehouse and a Google warehouse.
Oh,
all
wow.
Just to house all that stuff. So there's people that are working in these buildings day to day. So it increased our population like tenfold. And then, I don't know if you guys have it out where you live, but do you know the grocery store Hy-Vee?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We have the biggest one in the Midwest, the biggest grocery store. And it's on the far side of town. Just because they put us where there was nothing built around it, and it is the most profitable grocery store in the Midwest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I could literally take my camera, and it would take me about 30 minutes to do a walkthrough of it because it is so large.
Man, no, we have 2, 3. I think we have 3 Hy-Vees in Peoria, and it's I thought the one out of Grand Prairie was big.
We got, I want to say, at least 15.
15?
It's Omaha. Omaha is booming.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
man. I thought for a while I thought I lived in a big city.
Yeah, Omaha is constantly growing. It's part of why I moved back here after I graduated. It's like my place to be.
Definitely. Hell yeah, man.
Good central hub too for like going anywhere out to California or out to like Maine. It's a good central spot to be between here and Colorado. It's perfect.
See, I don't think I've ever been to Omaha, but I know I've been through Nebraska a few times.
Yeah. So if you're taking 80, you're gonna come right through. So that's about like it's huge. It's grown. Like I used to live here when I was a kid, and now it's just like I come back here as an adult and seeing all the changes. And like I used to go hang out over here. It's not there anymore, but I remember all those memories.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
No, I actually just drove through my hometown the other day for the job, and I got to see like half the shit that I grew up with is no longer there, or it's turned into like a restaurant, or it's a bittersweet pill to swallow, because like you have those memories, but like you don't have the monument there anymore.
Yep. It's like I remember going to this building and all the stuff I did.
Yep.
And now, poof. But hey, the memories still live. Like someone somewhere still got pictures of you in that building.
Yes. Yep.
So you're still there.
It's crazy.
The memories are always there. That's nice too.
It's crazy. No, because like the Kmart there is finally getting turned into something else after being shut down for like 10 years.
Yep.
So
all our Kmarts are now Home Depot warehouses.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what they'll do with that one. I don't know.
It's really crazy. Like it's like just has the enough structural integrity to like house a warehouse.
Right, yeah.
So that's what ours turned into.
That's crazy. Now I'm thinking like, damn, they might actually do that.
Yeah.
But so you're a streamer.
Yes.
One of the many things that we've bonded over. How long have you been doing it?
Give or take this year, I've been doing it since 2012. So about almost 15 years.
Oh, okay.
About 13 years now I've been doing it.
Crazy.
I started out after watching some other streamers and seeing them make money. That's really what it was. I was, naive 22, 23-year-old And I was like, this guy's making money playing video games.
Yep.
Why can't I do that? And that's when I took the leap. And then I realized, oh, I don't have good internet. And found out that our internet was being throttled by the cable company. When we're paying for this speed, we're getting this speed. So, excuse me, sorry. So that was where I really learned to step foot in like the software and stuff and like computer tech and everything. So I grew up really fast, growing with building computers and learning all that stuff.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I started streaming Minecraft. If you look back at my early streams, you will see the lag spikes that we would get all the time. How I'd have to set up the old school Elgato because it wasn't, capturing like right the same frame. So I had to put a delay on my webcam. I had to put a delay on my microphone. Oh, it was rough those first few years.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
especially like I've been trying to be a content creator since like 2006.
Yeah.
Because obviously seeing all those guys, same reason. These guys are making a killing off of
playing games, doing what I'm doing every day. Why am I not getting paid for it?
Exactly. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep. Watching, like you already mentioned, Achievement Hunter. I grew up watching them too. Watching them do like, I remember the first video was like them doing the petting zoo.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh, these guys are really cool. And I was like, oh, they're tied to Rooster Teeth. Oh, red versus blue. Okay.
Yep.
Now it also makes sense. And I followed them for the longest time. And all those other side channels like Sly Fox for doing Minecraft, Uber Hackster Nova Minecraft, followed all them guys. Because I loved Minecraft, and so I was like, that was my realm. Still is my realm, honestly.
Definitely. Yeah, it's crazy to think that like that's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
I
was
all
thinking
just
about it the
imploded.
other day. Yep. I was thinking about it the other day. I have some I have a cow onesie that they gave for Christmas. My roommate has the Funhouse onesie. He has two hats. One signed by Funhouse, one signed by Cow Chop. Like, and now he has all this. Like, is this worth money? I was like, I guarantee you, in time, it will be. Because
100%.
no one's gonna be able to get this anymore.
Yeah, I've got an Achievement Hunter pin.
Yep.
And an Achievement Hunter like Velcro patch.
Yep.
That I just have stored somewhere in a drawer.
Yep.
And one day I'm gonna go, eBay.
Yep.
Hopefully make a couple grand.
Well, though, there's one shirt I know that because it went popular big time for selling after Cow Chop had disbanded, and it was an all yellow shirt, and all it said was in black text, former Cow Chop employee, and now it's worth like $150, $200.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, my buddy bought it for $45 back in the day.
Yeah.
And now he's like, do you think this is worth money? He's like, eventually it will be, yes. Like, the longer you hold on to it.
It's crazy because, like, vintage clothing nowadays is, like, going for, like, a lot of money.
Yeah. And it all depends, too, on what is vintage anymore.
Right,
because vintage now is, like, 10 years ago because a lot of the stuff, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I listened to a wrestling podcast. Shocker, I know. But like they talk about how they go on and they have like this vintage wrestling apparel store that like they shop at online, and they had a Dwayne The Rock Johnson t-shirt that came out like in '94.
Yep.
And the guys want like $750 for it, and that was like a $20 shirt at one point.
Yep.
So it's
the opposite, where things are now more expensive than they were. Like Champion, for instance.
Oh, God.
What used to wear Champion to school because that's what I could afford and what my mom could afford for getting me for school. $60, $70 t-shirts, $120 sweaters. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Someone saw this vintage and said, we're going to exploit it.
100%.
But yeah, it's a lot of why I got into like wanting to stream and do all my Twitch stuff is because the realm of seeing these people I watched from me being 15 years old till even now, watching them, like it's insane.
Well, I would assume that, obviously a lot like Achievement Hunter, we probably have a lot of the same inspirations of like what made you want to stream. So who else, like, give me some more names that made you, like, inspired you to want to get into it.
So to this day, I play less and less of it. Like, we are now to the point in time where we joke about playing Minecraft. It's like, well, it's our annual 1 year, 2 week stream to do Minecraft, and so we'll play every day for 2 weeks, and then just everyone just like gets tired and they tucker out. Excuse me. But there was back in the early days, there was his name was Bacon Donut. He was a Minecraft Twitch streamer, and he built a lot of mod packs, and like watching him play, I was like, I'm never going to be able to get to this level of understanding Minecraft. Not the level of like his streams, but like his level of like building, his creativity, creating mods, making mods, pushing mod packs out. Like, it was insane. So he got me into wanting to stream more mod packs with Minecraft and do all these things. Trying to think of who else there was in these days. Because that was a big one that I watched, like, back in the day. A lot of the ones now that I used to watch aren't around anymore. For my Pokemon, it was Giancarlo Paramango.
Ooh,
was his name. Yeah, he was on YouTube a lot, and then when Twitch started blowing up, he already had the capture card for his 3DS and DS and everything, so he made the shift super easily. So I used to watch his videos for tutorials for like running, like how to beat, X boss, Y boss, how to do certain things, shiny hunting marathons and whatnot. Used to just like watch them as a streamer, and now it's like that's the two things I do is Minecraft and Pokemon. That's my thing now, and it's still like I still have inspirations from some content creators today, like Absol Pokemon, Quick Panic, Tales of Taylor. Those are my 3 Pokemon guys that I watch, and I get inspired every time they say, "Hey, next week we're doing fossil hunting. Next week is Safari Week. Next week is only catching Pokemon with Pokeballs." Like, they are my inspiration to like do these weird, wacky challenges.
Definitely.
Because I see them do, and I'm like, I want to join in. I want to have fun with this. So even now, I'm still getting like new people I follow that get me into these things.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. No, I obviously, like, you had your game inspirations as well, but like I had, because I obviously like the interview stuff that I do here on Small Talks, and now it's also incorporating over into Hit the Go Home with Wrestling Diaries.
Yep.
I was always really inspired by like Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
Who are still fucking running.
Still going.
It's insane. But like Markiplier, obviously. But like, yeah, man. It's
Markiplier, PewDiePie.
Yep.
I didn't watch too much Jacksepticeye. I was still into Smosh. Uber Haxanova, Sly Foxhound. Like all those guys way back in the day, like the big ones, watching the I'm Fred videos. Video Game High School, one of the best series on YouTube I've ever watched.
Yeah. No, and then I was a big mark for Epic Rap Battles of History.
Yep. Yeah, I grew up on YouTube. Like, I'd come home and I would just find something to watch. And then another joke that we still make to this day is you're watching. I used to watch anime on YouTube. Or I'd watch Japanese movies on YouTube. So you'd be looking up the name of like Naruto, episode 10, part 1 of 3.
Yep.
And so I was sitting there and I was YouTubing this, and I was scrolling through, like, nope, this is not the right one. This is not the one. This is the right one. And that's all I did for the longest time, was watch my anime and my Japanese movies.
Of course.
Like, all my content was through YouTube.
Well,
Well,
it was impossible to find if because obviously back when we were kids, Crunchyroll, Funimation wasn't a thing. And
I remember when Crunchyroll started too. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, and like you could watch Toonami, but that was only if you were, able to stay up.
Yeah. I remember I used to stay up to record Fooly Cooley and then go to bed so I could watch it in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
was dedicated.
I did the same shit with Dragon Ball Z. I tried so hard to record like every single episode of Dragon Ball Z when it aired.
The worst part is if you missed like a week, you missed a lot.
Yep.
So they're like, okay, I guess I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, man. Staying on the topic of inspiration, though, what or who inspires you to keep going nowadays? Because obviously, like, going from 2012 forward and then obviously hitting the pandemic was super, hard for everybody.
Yeah.
And, and like Twitch, YouTube, and now, of course, Kick, it's all such a saturated, very watered down market now.
Yes.
They're like everybody and their mother decided they wanted to stream.
Yep. So I know one of the big inspirations that got me going during that time was Ludwig. Like with the subathon and everything, I was there for that. I was at work talking about it every day. Like, he's still live. Like, I was like in keeping my fellow employees and everything up to date.
Mm-hmm.
All my coworkers, I'm like, look, he's still live, and like they're like, cool, what's this? I'm like, he's doing a crazy thing right now. So it was Ludwig, Tales of Taylor, Quick Panic, Absolblocks Pokemon, John Stone. I watched them a lot. And that's really about it. I watch a lot of VODs more than anything. Watch Small Ant VODs. A lot of the people that I watch are either Minecraft or Pokemon. And then I just do the variety of like what I want to stream. Because I'm already watching them do it. I'll do my own thing. Tried watching speedrunners. I was like, I don't understand the tech, but it's still crazy to watch you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff now is I watch VODs. I'd rather like throw something on in the background and then like look over at my TV like, oh, that was cool, and then go back to what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot, like, so I don't know how to put it. That I want to watch streams, but at the same time, I feel it's also a competition.
Mm-hmm.
In some way or another. It is still a competition to see who can do better. Or who can push the envelope that this person over here is not. Why are you doing this and why am I doing this? It's more or less, I'm, feeding off of you and I hope you're feeding off of me kind of situation is what I wanted.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole like community expanding it, like show support, get support deal.
Yeah.
Like it is very cutthroat at times. Like especially
there's a lot of times, yeah.
Especially like with the toxic masculinity of it,
mm-hmm.
and then you have the Kick people trying to talk nonsense on the Twitch people, and then you have the Twitch people talking nonsense on the Kick people. It's it's insane.
The YouTubers who are just sitting there like, I can't say those words on my stream. Sorry.
right. Man.
Like there's one guy I watch now. It got me into. There's two things I do want to talk about. So if we're going to talk about the one streamer that got me into back to playing COD, his name is iLumpy.
Okay.
ILUMPE. He's a phenomenal TikTok clip maker of his games. And I watched him do a 5-day capped subathon last week. And all he did was play Warzone. And watching this guy get 60 kills in a single game of, what's it called? Vanguard? Not Vanguard. It was the one island one battle royale. Like you just Resurgence.
Resurgence, yeah.
Yeah. So he dropped 60 kills, won the game, went back the next game, 40 kills, wins that game, goes back the next game, another 42 kills, wins that game. I'm like, this guy cannot lose. And it inspired me to like, I want to get the gun system he uses and I want to do what he's doing. I want to be able to try it myself. And I threw myself back in and I think the first game that I played, I dropped 29 kills and like 4 deaths.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, I'm back in it, and I have to thank this guy for it. And I will have to say, this is one I've been waiting to talk to you about.
Oh boy!
And I do have to thank you for one thing, because I am huge into Fortnite now, and it all started when we started playing in chapter 4 season 4 chapter 1 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, come play. I was like, okay, and I pulled up. We started playing, and I been dedicated ever since.
Damn, that's crazy.
We were streaming it, and I'm just like, yo, this is like, I want to figure out how to play, because the first game I think I died immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not good at this game. I'm like, no, let's play some more. And then I fell in love with it, and I still play. I've sunk way too much money into that game that I never thought I would have.
Yeah, no, it's hard not to, because like they just keep doing big collaboration after big collaboration. Yeah. Like they just announced that they're doing like Disney princes and princesses.
Yep.
Like it's insane. Jack Skellington and Sally are in there now.
They just did they had the Jack Skellington and the Sandy Claus like Jack Skellington one about 6 or 7 months ago, and then they released the Pumpkin King and Sally, and now they have Edward Scissorhands. They're doing Leatherface sometime this coming couple weeks. They're doing a huge Marvel collaboration. I'm like, dude, this is insane. I never thought I would have loved this game.
Yeah.
And now I just go in there. If I'm not winning, I don't care. I'm there. You give me a list of quests and challenges to do, I'm good.
Yep.
That's all I'm there for now. Go talk to this person. Okay, I did it. Gonna go talk to this person, shoot 3 people with this gun. Get 3 eliminations. Cool. Got it. Done. Am I trying to win? No. When I die, I'm jumping right back in the next game.
Yep.
But when I'm down to the final 10, I'm like, oh shit. And I'm focused. I'm lasered in. I'm like, okay, there's shots over there. Cool. There's shots over there. Cool. Let me just crouch around when I'm walking. Like I get focused down towards the end. But if it's like in the top, like 99 to 25, I'm just running around the map, just doing whatever.
Yep.
Just running around doing quests, talking to characters, picking up guns. And I'm like, it's like one of the quests is like, open 5 blue chests. Done. I'm like, I know exactly what to do and where to go and when to wait. That's all I'm doing the entire game.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, I didn't play a whole lot last season because that last season was I couldn't stand it.
The last season wasn't too good. This current season with the Marvel stuff, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. I Scrooge McDucked myself right back into Fortnite with this one.
Yep.
And I just completed the battle pass, I think last week.
Yep.
And like I'm trying to get all the bonus shit now.
Yep. It was funny. Wild. Mark and I were talking about it because we tend to wait for when they do the like the big like mid-season pack. You buy it for like 1,000 V-Bucks and you knock out all these quests and you get an extra skin for a character or whatnot. Like what they did with Shredder a couple of seasons ago.
Yep.
And the Avatar Last Airbender one, like that's what we were trying to do and wait for that. So far there's nothing. I'm like, I want to do this, but at the same time I don't have time to wait, so I knocked the entire battle pass out in like a week and a half. And I was like, all right, Mark, I'm waiting for you. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm level 100 now. So now I'm like level 125 still playing.
Well, you gotta get the fancy like on fire version of Shuri.
Yeah. They're like, I mean, they have been doing really good with this, like these skins this past chapter. So I'm like definitely super, super happy with it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, this season it's definitely gotten me back in.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that this next season they don't fumble it.
See, there's times where like I wouldn't have cared about this 2 years ago. But now I'm huge into like Fortnite and looking on the Fortnite leaks and what's coming out. They're like, oh, next season is gonna be like anime style and there's floating islands and stuff. I'm like, that's too much for me. And so I'm like, I don't know if this is a real leak or just someone like fantasizing what they want. But I've sunk way too much money into the game to like just stop playing it.
Yep. That's where I'm at too.
Yep.
And I don't even really feel like I've put that much into it, but I can definitely assure you I probably have.
Yeah.
So this next question,
yes,
is one of those questions, and you'll get what I mean when I ask it. But you've got someone brand new to the chat. You have it on Twitch, new chatter or whatever the hell it puts up now.
Yeah.
If you had to describe to someone new what sets your channel apart from other channels, what would that be?
Ooh.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah. I do think the one thing about my channel, what I love about it, especially right now, is my big thing is my layout. I love my layout. I'm looking at it right now. I'm so proud of it. I have a Windows XP style layout.
Yes.
So it looked like me and a couple friends like bouncing ideas off each other. So I got the Windows Media Player. I got the Space Cadet pinball there just to distract you because like it's the jingle of of the TikTok. So like they see the Space Cadet like, oh, I'm gonna pay attention. And it's just like a little gift that I have of it just like shooting the pinball around. And then you got my webcam, and my chat is MSN Messenger, has all the old games and stuff on there, Webtoons, Steam, iTunes, uTorrent, like Google Chrome. It has all the stuff like from the nostalgic like mid 2000s.
Yep.
And so I like to pride myself on that I'm 33. I grew up in this era, and people are going to come to like, I love your chat because it reminds me of my childhood. Yep. Welcome back. If you want to talk about something from your childhood, I'm the guy. I grew up in that. So that's really what it is. Is like this layout is my vibe to bring people in who grew up in that era. I'm like, remember this? I'm like, yeah. It's like, you want to talk about Disney movies? Let's go. I'll pull up a Disney game right now and we'll play it. Flash games. Like I'm very big into like the nostalgia of things. Oh, yeah. So I think that's what I think sets me apart is I'm openly embracing it to those days where some other people are more or less like, oh yeah, I remember that. And they'll talk about it with their fancy layouts and everything, their new layouts and setup. No, I'm living it for us right now. Mm-hmm. I put this layout together just so like people can like remember that nostalgia. My Be Right Back screen is like all the glittery text, like the that was there, all the memes, the S, the paperclip dude, he's on there too. My starting soon screen is like the Windows booting up screen for Windows XP, and the stream over screen is like a Windows update screen. So it's the big blue screen with the Windows logo saying your computer's updating, please don't shut down. And it just has this nostalgia. So mine is heavily themed around nostalgia. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. And like I'm openly embracing like, let's converse about these things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I remember one of the first times I actually hop into your stream, and I think you had an early version of what you have now.
Yeah. It was Windows 95, and I was like, I didn't grow up with 95. None of this makes any sense to me. But then when I found all the XP stuff, I'm like, oh, this is my train, and I'm riding.
Yeah. No, I remember I fell in love with the way you had everything looking, because I did have a 95 computer when I grew up. Yep. It didn't have any internet, but that's how I played my StarCraft. That's how I played my Warcraft. My Majesty Kingdom Sim was all off of that computer. I ran that computer into the dirt. But yeah, man. Yeah. I remember I fell in love with that layout.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. Like as a streamer, I pride myself on this layout like so much. Like it is. I know a lot of people, like especially like when you're a first time streamer, Streamlabs gives you basic layouts for free with basic overlays. I'm like, that's cool, and I did use those, but it's like I want something more personal, something that I made.
Definitely.
So it's my pride. It's one thing that I pride myself on with my Twitch chat.
As you should. As you definitely should.
And then I also think the other thing I would say that sets me apart is a lot of streamers stick to 1 to 3 games. Mm-hmm. Typically, if you're going to the stream, you're going there because they're a Call of Duty player. You're going there because they play Diablo. You're going there because they play League of Legends. Me, I'm a variety streamer through and through. I play what I want to play when I want to play it. And I will ask people like, hey, do we play this game tonight? And to say yes or no, and if no one's in the chat, I'll, like, you know what? I'll play this for another hour. If someone comes in, I will ask them again the same question. And they say, ooh, yes, let's switch games. I'll throw another game on. I'm a variety streamer through and through. I just love to play different games because I don't want to be tied down to one game.
Right.
Which I know could be, a hit or miss with, the algorithm and bringing people in. But for me, it is, I'd rather have people around who want to experience a variety of different games rather than a scheduled, we're playing, Call of Duty all day, every day.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like change up my streams.
I still say to this day, I don't know how the Call of Duty streamers do it every day. Warzone, 4, 5, 6 hours, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man, but like respect, because like I would have broken.
It's a lot of respect. It definitely is, but I'm there for a good hour, maybe 5 games. I tried to pride myself on being an Overwatch streamer. I love playing Moira. I was really good with playing Moira, and then it would just became like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I don't want to stream just playing this game. I want to stream playing the other games that I really love playing.
Well, and it's like, unfortunately, it just gets so repetitive, and you can only do the same thing so many times before it's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
As, one of my favorite bosses from Far Cry would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I big ups to the people who do create that content and stay at that same content, but I love the variety.
Definitely.
And I think that's what people said is like, you stream whatever you want to. Why? And I was like, because I love to. I was like, this new game comes out, I gotta try the new flavor of the month.
Definitely.
This new game comes out, I'll play that for a couple of days. Let me go back and play some Super Mario Brothers. Let's change it up. Let's go back to old school. Like, I'm for it all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Lemony.
Yes.
We're going to switch gears.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit you with everybody's favorite segment of Small Talks with the Big Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for EROE's Top 5. Play the thing.
The Big Guy's Top 5. Oh, yeah.
Edit it and post. Thing's going to play. It's super funny. Lemony, welcome to EROE's Top 5. These are 5 fast, quick, and easy questions that are not so fast, not so quick, and not so easy to prove that you are not a robot.
Okay.
Are you ready to run the gauntlet?
Yes.
You are only the second person ever to make that joke. I wait for it every single time, and no one ever does it. Bravo.
Thank you.
Are you a sweets guy?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite ice cream is? And so I want to preface this by this goes for every question on this list.
Okay.
If you can't give me just one, I love lists. So feel free to do like a top 5, top 10. That goes for every question that we have.
Yeah. I will say my go-to is like the Ben and Jerry's dirt cake with the chocolate ganache frosting topping.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I'm going with just a basic, not basic, but one you can get at any shop, strawberry.
Okay.
Anything strawberry, little pieces of frozen strawberry in there, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Cake it's also good.
Are you a bowl man, or do you just eat it right out of the pint?
Ooh. I'm typically a bowl man.
Okay.
Just because I'd rather be able to I don't want to take the entire tub and eat it and be like, well, it's now melting. I'm just gonna put it back now.
Right.
I get the portion that I need, and if I want more, hey, just load some more in there.
Absolutely. I don't think I've had anyone say strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry with the little chunks of frozen strawberry in there.
Yeah.
Same thing with the cherry Garcia almost. Cherry with pieces of cherry in there, 10 out of 10.
The cherry Garcia is such an underrated flavor.
Yes.
Shouts out to Jedi Joker. That was his pick. But no,
hell yeah.
The Small Talks pick that everyone always picks is mint chocolate chip every single time.
Ooh. See, I'm not a mint chocolate chip hater, but it's not my go-to anymore.
Yeah.
It was like my dad, so it was like a nostalgia for him when we were hanging out. Like, my dad's getting it, I'm gonna get it too. But for me personally, strawberry, chocolate, cherry, or the dirt cake. Those ones are definitely the ones.
I don't know if I feel like I have had Ben and Jerry's dirt cake, but
it's got like a cookie crumble with the ganache on top.
Yeah.
Because it's called Ben and Jerry's Top. And so it has this layer of chocolate ganache on it, and you break into that, and it's got like, it's almost like Oreo cake.
Okay.
And some chocolate pieces in there, like brownie pieces, I think it is.
Yeah.
But it's 10 out of 10. One of my favorites to get. And
Hell
I think it's
yeah.
just more or less the ganache always gets me every single time.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that topping, like it, it's unbeatable.
Like I'm not an ice cream cake person, but I live for that one thin layer of ganache. That's all it was. I'm like, I guess you guys can get an ice cream cake. I'll eat the vanilla cake or the ice cream. I'll eat the chocolate, but that ganache that's for last.
Definitely. Question number 2 is a twofer.
Okay.
You can answer either or, whichever order you want to go. And again, if you want to give me a list. But, Lemony, I need your favorite video game that you've been playing right now.
Okay.
And your favorite video game of all time.
Right now, definitely I'm back into Yakuza Like a Dragon. Been really enjoying that. Dead Island 2 just released for free on PS5, and I've been playing. I played it all the way through on my PC, but I have the PS5 with the PS Portal, so I can have it on the go, like sit in my living room and play on there. That's always going to be one of my favorite games. I love what they did with Dead Island 2. And then Pokemon Platinum and Kingdom Hearts 2 are my favorite games of all times.
Okay.
Like, those two will always hold nostalgia. If someone gave me a PS2 controller and said, play Kingdom Hearts 2 right now, beginning to end, done, I'll play it. I have such a love for that game. The child of Square and Disney to create such a wonderful game.
Yeah.
Or Pokemon Platinum. It's just like, it was the first time I've ever seen them take Pokemon from the older games and give them new evolutions. Like, this is so cool. And that's what I fell in love with. The world, all the stuff you can do in the game, like the building your own villa and your own house, the battle plateau and everything. Like, all the stuff to do was just so much fun.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's where my team comes from, too, for most of my games. Like, I chose all 3 starters every single time. I would get them, and then has my favorite legendaries of the entire series. Yeah.
I think the last Pokemon game that I sat down and actually played would have been Crystal.
Yeah. Crystal and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, all those ones, they are easily number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they just something about those ones too. Ooh. The amount of stuff they brought in, solid.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I say I never got to play any of those newer variations of the Pokemon games. Obviously, I hopped on Pokemon Go, but I mean the entire world did.
Yeah.
I tried out the Pokemon Go Eevee on the Switch, and I just I just don't think I gave it I don't really think I gave it the appropriate effort.
I didn't either, honestly, because it is a Pokemon game for the new generation.
Yeah.
Dumbed down mechanics. It just wants you to have that the Pokemon Go style mechanics. Just use the nunchuck, not the nunchuck, the Joy-Con. Just use your hand as you're throwing the Pokeball. The story was dumbed down. You don't have random battles. You fight actual trainers. It was made for a newer audience. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where I lost interest with it. And then picked definitely right back up in the next iteration.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Crazy. Video games.
Yep.
Over to what we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
The world of movies.
Yep.
Lemony. Favorite movie of all time.
Ooh.
And again, a list is perfectly fine.
See. Oh. Okay, a list. Okay, I'll give you a top 5 in no order. At the top for me, my favorite movie right now for the past better half of the year has been Late Night with the Devil. It is such a profound movie. I grew up watching talk shows and watching Conan. And so taking the premise of a talk show and making it into a horror element with demons and everything, 10 out of 10. I've watched it a handful of times, and I fall in love with it every single time. Another thing about my movie theater, I have a poster for it that I just happened to find one day. I just was looking around rummaging, and I just found it. I pulled it, gasped so loud, rolled it back up, put it in my car. Because it's now in my possession.
There you go.
Another good one that I really like, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I just love the aspect of it being a what if scenario. What if they chose this item or this item or this item to change the horror elements of it? Very weird ending, but still overall a fun movie. What else? A Silent Voice, easily my favorite anime movie. It is gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching. It tears at me every time I watch it. I really enjoy Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, back the first original two.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Ninja, Chris Farley, my favorite of the Chris Farley films. Those are ones I can easily grasp onto and say those are movies. If you put them on, I'm watching them.
Okay.
I love the VHS series, but I wouldn't put them in my top. I think we're still trying to decide which movies out of the VHS series are the better ones. Found footage, anything like that. I love Paranormal Activity series. I know it's corny for a lot of people, but it just speaks this language that I love.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not sure I knew you were such a horror guy.
Yeah. We in my Discord we have a movie night, and we tend to watch a lot of horror movies.
Okay.
We will just sit down and be like, hey, what do we want to watch tonight? And we'll be like, well, we have a list, spin the wheel of names, and we'll just take a movie and we'll watch that one. Sometimes they're good picks, sometimes they're not so good picks.
What have you guys been watching recently?
We just watched Annabelle 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Because I only seen the first one. I've never seen the second one, and there's a third one too that came out in 2019. We didn't watch either. So
I feel like, because my wife and I definitely sat down and watched that entire Conjuring verse or whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like I knew there was a second or a third Annabelle.
So the second Annabelle is a prequel, and then at the end it ties into the first Annabelle, and then the third one I know nothing about because I haven't seen it yet.
Crazy. Okay.
But we just watched those recently. What else did we watch? Once again, Late Night with the Devil. Probably watched it last month. It's not horror themed, but we're doing a Twilight marathon, getting ready to go into a Harry Potter marathon.
Okay.
Just because it's Hoa Hoa season.
Definitely. Jesus.
So we have a whole list of movies to watch. But I remember one of the last movies we watched was Sinister.
Oh, I loved Sinister.
I, however, am on the opposite end of that, and I did not.
Really? Okay.
I was like, this feels very predictable. It is very corny.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke's the only saving grace for this movie right now.
Yeah, I did. Ethan Hawke might have been.
I think that was the only saving grace of that movie. Let me take a look real quick. See if I can pull my notepad real quick.
Now I'm wondering if I'm confusing it with another movie.
Ethan Hawke is a writer, and he's watching.
Right. Yeah. He's watching tape, and then at one point, it the screen goes out, and then there's a thing standing behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did we watch? We recently watched Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, so good.
Out of all the Evil Dead movies, that is my favorite.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think I loved it the same reason I love Late Night with the Devil. It is a small set. It takes place in that one floor of the apartment for the majority of it. Ooh, solid.
Oh, and it's just some of those kills are just brutal.
Oh my god!
When she grabbed the cheese grater.
Oh,
dude.
Oh, and I'm we're sitting there, and every now and again, I'll just go "Mommy's with the maggots now," and I'm like, oh man.
I should start saying that to people.
Just it's that thing in my head that goes "Mommy's with the maggots now," and just go about my day.
Yep. I wonder how many people, if you said that to people, I wonder how many people would be like, I Yeah.
Yep.
Captain America moment. I understood that reference.
Yeah. It was I think that's some of the last movies we watched. It's been a minute since we sat down all together to watch a movie. Other than the VHS series, we did a whole marathon of those over the course of a few days. We finished it on 10, I think it was, because that's when the newest one just came out, VHS Beyond.
Jeez, how many are there?
There are 7.
Oh my God.
So
I saw the first one. It's the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, so we watched 1, 2, Viral, then it's like 94, 99, 85, now Beyond. And we watched them all, and we're trying to compile a list of like S rank to like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Inside that also, we're going to be doing the ranking from the absolute best movie to the absolute most ridiculous movie. And I think we have comprised the list. I'm really happy with it.
For sure.
But it is that is the last big series we watched.
Okay.
It is 100%. I highly recommend watching all of them.
So you already said that you were planning on making like the Twilight jump and then the Harry Potter jump.
Yep,
What's after that?
Harry Potter is going to end on Christmas Day. We have a plan to like do that movie. And then after that, I think we're just gonna look towards a new movie to watch. Throw it after that, because we have a couple coming out. Like we have probably Alien, honestly, because I mentioned earlier, want to do the Alien into Romulus at the end. There's some other ones that came out. I want to watch the remake of Speak No Evil. Then I want to watch the 2022 version of the Shudder version, just to compare the two, kind of see the difference in them. I really like Heretic is on my list of movies to watch.
Okay.
That one looks really good. I think we have a Jordan Peele movie marathon planned too.
Ooh.
Get Out, Us, and Nope.
Yep.
Like top, like all 3 of those movies. Super.
Oh man, Jordan
Honestly,
Peele is such a crazy director.
When you asked me earlier about the about what was my best experience working at the movie theater with those movies, Nope was one of them. The ending twist took us all by surprise.
Yep.
And you just hear the entire movie theater go, oh! Scared everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that, bro. Love that, bro. Love that. Hell yeah. I'll have to. No, I keep getting the notifications, and I always mean to pop in. I never get the chance.
It's all right. I mean, it's also, I have to make sure that Mark is free because he lives in California. So right now it's 8:30 there, and so I'm like, well, I can stay up late. But if I pull someone in here who's in my time zone, they're like, okay, I gotta go because I gotta work in the morning. I'm like, that's fair,
right? Crazy.
But yeah,
now, we used to do something similar to that with my old Discord, and I remember the most popular one we had was when we showed Hereditary.
Ooh.
I think we had like 14 people in there all watching it. Yeah. And like after the movie, we all sat and like discussed it and like, because I love Hereditary. It's really, I do. I love that fucking movie. I need to go back
in and watch it because I didn't quite understand it. I didn't hate it at all.
Yeah.
I just don't think I had a grasp on what was going on.
Oh, no. Trust me when I tell you this, that I still don't fully understand the ending. Like, I still don't fully understand what happened. And then my wife, Brackle, we watched Midsummer.
Oh.
Which is like, not really a direct sequel to Hereditary, but it's kinda.
Yeah,
it's
same
weird.
Director, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird. But like Midsummer, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
No fucking idea what's happening. Beginning to end.
That's very fair.
They're in Sweden and like shit just gets weird.
Yeah. That movie, I watched it with my ex and she's like, oh, you're going to love it. I'm like, okay, we'll watch it. I've heard many a thing about it. I don't really want to. She said, oh, you'll be fine. You'll love it. We watched it. When it got out, I was like, never again. I love horror movies. I love suspense. I don't love gore. So that's what it was for me. So I'm like, halfway through the movie, they do a few things. I'm like, no, not this.
So you're not a Saw guy then?
No, not a Saw guy. Not Hostel. Slashers. It all depends. Like I didn't like the first Terrifier. I enjoyed the second one more. It was less in your face kind of deaths kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
It was more like palatable, I would say. The first one, just like some of the kills, I was like, no. So it all depends too. Like I will watch the movie, but I'll be like, I'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah.
Midsummer, there's a good chance I'll probably never touch that movie again. And I own it.
Yeah. That's completely fair, bro. Completely fair.
But
no,
I mean,
go ahead.
No, you got it.
Well, I grew up with the Saws because Saws came out every October.
Yep.
And there was 2 that actually came out on my actual birthday.
Oh shit.
So like, and I don't know what it is. They're brutal, and like I just love them.
I loved the twist of the first one, and the second, and then the third, and then after that, I was like, okay, this is a little extreme for like how to kill someone.
Yeah.
But the first few movies I did watch, and then I was just like really bored. So it's not out of disrespect for them. It's just like I couldn't do it.
They're just definitely not everybody's cup of tea, and I completely understand.
And then the other movie that I really enjoyed, but it took until the ending, was The Witch.
I never saw The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch is really good. It's I forget her name. She was in Split.
Oh, Anna Taylor-Joy?
Yeah, she's in it. And the entire movie is just like you're questioning like what's going on, and then the end is like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And it just throws this curveball at you, and it was so good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's funny because I was actually just a guest on another podcast yesterday talking about horror movies and talking about slasher films and all that. I don't want to go too much into that because this will air before that'll air. But slashers, man, like Michael, Jason, are you into any of that, or is it too basic for you?
I didn't watch many. I watched the newer Halloweens because Rob Zombie. You know, I wanted to watch those, see what they were doing now. Jamie Lee Curtis came back to make an appearance.
Yep.
Jason, I only watched the more recent ones, like once again, like Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason.
Such a wacky Jason movie.
It's
Jason
so
X,
wacky.
Bro.
It's so wacky. But I was like, okay, I get the premise. It's really, they're good.
Yeah.
It's just like I'd have to do a marathon of them to remember them. It's been a long time. Freddy, I think out of the three of them, Freddy has the most interesting kills because he can do whatever with the nightmare realm. Stretch the imagination of this, whereas Jason is just, and Jason and Michael are just like,
right, yeah. Stab, no thoughts behind the eyes.
No dialogue, they don't say anything, they just kill you. Freddy at least has some gravitas.
Yeah, well, and being played by Robert Englund, obviously, that charisma is going to sail through.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's no disrespect either towards them. It's just I'd have to sit down and watch the older ones. I was not from that generation of them. I was actually terrified of Chucky growing up. So
we share that. I was also well. It never helped. This is ingrained into my brain. It never helped. Because whenever I would stay at my grandparents, my grandmother, when they lived in Decatur, Illinois, she had a spare bedroom where us kids would stay in, and the top of the room had built-in shelves on all 4 walls, and it was lined with dolls. And the best part about it, none of them were hers. They were in the house when they moved in.
That's a little scary.
The dolls were dusty, cobwebby, and nobody ever cleaned them, bro. I hated staying there. So no, Chucky fucked me up as a kid.
Yeah.
Which it's funny because all my friends always told me Freddy is so scary, he's so creepy. I loved Freddy.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with Pennywise. I didn't have a problem with any of the big slashers. I didn't have a problem with Leprechaun. It was just Chucky the Killer Doll.
Yep.
And I think it was because it was also shown to me by my neighbors who didn't tell me what we were watching, just that we were watching a movie called Chucky. I was like, okay, that's whatever. Had nightmares for weeks, for months, for years.
Yep.
And I lived in base housing, which had very, very thin walls. And my neighbors, they had a Chucky doll at this time.
Oh, no.
And so my mom was good friends with them. And she would go over and go knock on the wall and she goes, Billy, it's me, Chucky. And I'm like, no, stop. It took me until like 6th grade watching, I think, Chucky 3. I was like, oh, this is fine. It took that long.
Yeah.
And in that same time, I watched a bunch of horror movies. I watched Ghost Ship at the time, watched the beginning opening scene.
Oh, what a deep cut.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I can watch that, but I'm afraid of Chucky.
Right, yeah.
It took that long, but yeah.
Ghost Ship, wow.
Yeah.
I have not thought about Ghost Ship in years.
Yeah. It's a wild one.
What about 13 Ghosts?
Oh, still love it.
Yeah.
Still love it. One of my favorite Matthew Lillard films.
Yep. I don't think I have it anymore, but I had both of those movies on the old like paper DVD.
Yep, the
little. Yep.
I definitely had 13 Ghosts for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. I wish I still had those. Two very underrated horror movies, bro.
I will tell you, one of my favorite, worst of the worst horror movies. And it's a joke on my Facebook every year around Christmas time, Halloween time. I say, you know what a good Christmas present is? The Covenant on Blu-ray. Because it is a terrible, terrible movie.
Uh-huh.
It is, they had to go back and do the dubbing afterwards, so the lines don't always match up with their mouths. The magic is stupid. It's about, what if witches were boys?
Oh, no.
And they have magic, and they can use magic at free will. But once they turn, 18, the magic drains their life force. And it's so bad.
Oh, man.
Man. As a meme, I talk about it every year, like, oh, you know what a good movie is? The Covenant on Blu-ray. And it is, I watched it probably like 2 years ago and I was like, this movie's awful. But I was like, you know what? I'm sticking to my guns. I know it's awful.
Yeah.
It is my movie.
I have such a hard time trying to like rack my brain on all the horror movies I've seen of like which one was really bad. I could name a couple Texas Chainsaw Massacres that were pretty bad.
Yeah.
They remade it in like 2003. And like for some reason the poster's ingrained into my brain where it was like a face of a woman.
Yeah.
But you can only see like this much of the face.
Yep.
And she's putting on lipstick, but the lipstick is a chainsaw.
Huh.
I don't know why. It's ingrained into my fucking brain, but like I remember that movie being terrible.
I think I just remember the one right after that where she's being chased through like the wood, the paper crane place.
Yeah, yep.
That's the one I remember the most. Like that.
I also
definitely
remember
were not some good ones.
Yeah. I also remember House of Wax.
Yep.
There was a really weird scene where like the like one of the friends is a wax sculpture and like he goes up and he starts peeling off the wax skin and it actually is like blood and guts underneath it. I was like, oh, that's so metal.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The things they did with their 2000s horror movies. I'll say
man. It's a different world back then.
Yeah. Now a lot of it is like the CGI stuff, and I don't hate it. Like the special effects and practical effects they can do with movies now, 10 out of 10. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I will forever stand by the new Godzilla -1 being the best Godzilla. God.
Such a great movie.
And then they're like, hey, it was so good, we're gonna release it again minus color, so it has that same love that was supposed to be back when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is top tier. He looks good. The sound's great. The score for the movie, like everything now that they do, I don't think they could have taken the same thing and done 20 years ago.
Definitely
honestly.
Not. Did you watch the minus color?
I watched some of it. Actually, we have a bar here called Beercade, and we went out one night and we're all sitting down, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys talk. I'm gonna watch the TV." It was minus color.
Oh, was it?
So
okay.
I'm just watching minus color. It was towards like 2/3 of the way the movie end, and I'm just sitting here just like staring at the screen.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd watch the entire movie again because like it was a very good movie. I did enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
But like I think I'd only watch him fucking up the city.
Yeah. Oh
and,
my
like,
god, it was so good too.
Yeah.
Because no one knew what to do, so the news team just sitting right there like, yeah, we got a giant lizard here.
Hands down, I think that's my favorite atomic breath scene.
Oh my god! Like the build up to it.
Yeah,
and
man.
then just
and like the spines are popping out, and then it all pops back in and just shoots it. It's just it's raw and
so good.
Yeah,
it was like it's honestly out of all the Godzilla special effects, all the movies of like time, that is one of my top 10 favorite movies of today.
And it's funny because they released -1.
Yep.
And then they released Godzilla X Kong, the most recent one where they fought the evil monkey and the white Godzilla that's not actually a Godzilla. And I remember like watching that, and I remember not liking it as much as I thought I would. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, man, I really miss Toyo Godzilla.
Yep.
And then I was like, I'm going to watch -1 again.
Yep.
And it's just it's two different fucking worlds, man.
It's completely different. Like, this is the Americanized version. This is the Japanese version. 10 out of 10. The Japanese version knows what they're doing. Give them their monster back.
Yeah, literally.
The only thing I will give the English one is I love the yell.
Yeah. Yep.
More than anything, I love that. Or I love the part where he takes, I think it's in the second one, he takes the monster and does the breath down his throat. First one? Okay.
That was the first, yeah.
But that was like an obscene scene that they did. 100%. Yeah.
No, so I loved the first one. King of the Monsters, I think, is probably my favorite out of that entire out of the entire saga.
Yeah.
Is like that, like King Ghidorah is like one of my favorite of all time. Mothra, come on. It's great. It's great.
Yep.
No, man. God, I could talk about Godzilla all night.
we could too.
But video games, movies.
Yep.
Let's talk music.
Okay.
It is a ritual on EROE's Top 5 that I ask every single guest for a top 5 playlist of music that you're either digging on now, you have liked before, of all time, whatever you dig, man. It's completely whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
What I do is I take the top 10 and I add it to a playlist that'll be linked below. It's got the top 10 from every single guest I've had on Small Talks with the Big Guy. There are only a couple songs that have been removed because of Spotify. Unfortunately, a couple of them are pretty good bangers, but we're also adding in some playlists from Wrestling Diaries as well over from Hit the Go Home. So that playlist is only going to begin to get even crazier.
Yep.
But Lemony, I've got your top 10 right here in front of me.
Yes.
And I think for the first time in my history of doing this show, you have sent me a list that I don't know a single one of these bands or groups or singers or whatever.
Let's go.
So I am I'm a big music guy.
Yep.
As long as it's got a good beat to it, I'll probably enjoy it. Like my library of music is never ending, and it's got everything that you can imagine. So I'm very curious of what we got here.
Yeah.
So how this will work is I'll go through your 10 from top to bottom and how you sent it to me. And all you really need to do is you go into detail of, how much you enjoy it, like why it's on this list.
Okay.
You can get as personal with it as you want, or it's just a good bop.
Okay.
So
I will tell you that pretty much all of these were in the past 6 months that have been like on my forever play.
Okay.
Like when I do my Spotify Wrapped Within the Year, I guarantee at least 8 out of 10 of these songs are going to show up.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. And also, I'm probably going to butcher half of these.
Yep.
But we will see. So Empty-Handed.
Yep.
Bill Murray.
Yes. So I grew up in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And one of the big bands there was Attack Attack. They're part of the hardcore heavy metal scene.
Yep.
The lead vocalist, Johnny Frank, for a while, I went to church with him.
Oh, okay.
And we hung out. We went to a Lollapalooza concert that was happening at Ohio State University. And I went with him and some other friends. And we seen both Mac Miller, rest in peace, and Skrillex. Spent the entire time. We got to hang out, got to go to church afterward. We had bonfires, had like house parties. Like we do grilling out, have a few drinks and whatnot. And he was there. Like I got to know him on a personal level. It was really fun. This is his new band, and I've been listening to him for a while. And then I watched them on like a TikTok or something, and they're like, "Oh, this is Johnny," and I was like, "Oh, I know him." I've been listening to his new band without knowing who he was. This album, I think this song is on is very not in the layman's term patriotic, but it just gives you patriotic vibes.
Okay.
Like dad cutting the lawn, grilling out outside in his New Balances. Like it gives you this vibe. Yeah. So this one right here, the guest artist on this song is does country. Like a country twang to it and his verse. I'm like, I think this is the only song that I like that mashes both my world and my family's world. My family's very much like country music. I'm very much heavy music. So
of course.
It mashes those two. So I'll just be driving down the road and I was like singing it in my head. I'll be at work and it just gets me through the day.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Is it pronounced Bill Murray?
Yep.
So Murray. Like they named it after Bill Murray.
Yep. And then the fan base is called Murray Nash.
Okay. I'm already intrigued. See You Drop. Ray Volpe. Volpe. Okay.
Yep. It is a EDM song.
Okay.
It I don't really like. Oh, it is? It shouldn't be. Sorry. I like the song because it I don't too much like EDM. Like I just don't get into it. Just something about this song and the way that everything happens, it reminds me of like hardcore music, realistically. It just has this hardcore tone to it. So it what is it? I'm trying to think of the words, but it's just like it hits this level of like futuristic heavy metal to me.
Okay. Yeah.
And this wasn't the first song I heard by him, but this is the one that like if I need to get pumped up for any reason, I'm going to put this one on.
Okay.
Yep.
Say I don't listen to a whole lot of EDM. There are some. This
is one that this artist right here, Volpetron, he has a few that like also are really good. Next to this one, I would also put Happy Song because it is just like this song makes me really happy. And like that's the lyrics in the song, like, ooh, okay. And then it hits you with a drop, and I'm like, I could go fight someone right now, but not really. But this is my ring opening song.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm walking out, it's gonna be something by Ray Volpe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Ooh. Atanoki?
Close.
Creepy Nuts.
Odanoke.
Okay.
Yes. It is the opening for what is that? Let me see. It is the opening for the new anime Don to Don. And it just has, like, it's the same guys that did the opening for Mashal. They just, like, have a way with doing intros for songs, like, for animes, that just hit so well. Like, it just has this dancey vibe, and then it has this, like, breakdown. It's, like, very flowy, and it goes really well. The intro is easily one of my top 10 favorite anime intros.
Oh, wow.
It is just so well done. The anime is really good, but the song just gets me hyped to watch it every single time. I have that with very few animes. I like to skip a lot of the intros, get right into the action. This past season, I think there's 5 on the list now that I've we're not skipping. We're watching it.
Okay.
And this is one of them.
Interesting.
Yep.
Absolutely cranking.
Yeah, absolutely cranking my MF and Hog.
Okay.
I love
By
this
Bill Murray.
For 2 reasons I love this song. 1, the song title.
Yeah.
2, the song has nothing to do with what you think it is.
Okay.
It is so... It reminds me of, modern day hardcore gospel. There's a part in this song, it's towards the end, just the lyrics. I just want to sit here and I want to go praise, just like this. Hands up in the air, And, it speaks to me on this weird, profound level. Of, the beginning is weird because it's, very much paranoia-based. Too many voices, too many noises, claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
But then, getting into the song, it just has this feeling about it that invokes I feel really good when this part comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, no, I saw that title when you sent it to me, and I went, "Oh, I can't wait to hear about this one."
Yeah, the song title, when they do this song live, because I've not seen them live. I watched their live streams, their live videos on YouTube, and he'll always be like, "How many of you muffs just cranking your MF and Hog right now?" It's you guys crank your hog today, and then everyone knows exactly what he's talking about. It's one of the best songs. They have one of their band members played a saxophone too on the song, and just seeing her do it live is just chef's kiss.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bare Hands by Pup.
I found out this one through a TikTok through a TikToker I used to follow heavily, and she posted one of those videos where you lip sync to the song,
mm-hmm.
and it was the chorus of the song. I was yo, this has something to do. It reminds me of how someone could miss you but not want you.
Okay.
And so I felt that on a personal level with
Definitely.
some past relationships. So it spoke to me, and I was like, yeah. And so for weeks, this was the number one song. Get in my car, turn this one on, that chorus comes on, turn it up, crank it, and scream. It's very poppy punky. I really like it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Equipped Sunglasses, Hot Mulligan.
Hot Mulligan. All I know, they're also from Michigan.
Okay.
And this is their most popular one, and I think what I like is the guy's voice. It sounds very grungy, raspy, and so I'm just ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. That's really the breakdown of that one. It just he has a good voice. The lyrics, half the time I don't know what he's saying, but it's their most popular song, and I know why it is. It's so good. Yeah.
Sometimes it's all it needs, man. It's a good bop.
I'm a purveyor of music too, so if it sounds good, if it sounds good, if the lyrics mean something to me, the chorus hits just right. If I'm vibing to it, it's on the list.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
You and I share that. The Beachland Ballroom by the Idols.
So I was shown this one by Mark one night. We were hanging out in the Discord, just having a chat, doing what we do. Because hey, I'm going to show you a song. Now, if you don't like it, that's okay. And I said, hey, that's fine. Just send it my way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what happened, but I woke up with it saved to my phone, and I said, "Who the hell is this?" So I played it, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's another one of those ones that hits you in the feels without trying to.
Okay.
The music is very old school, ballroom, kind of very flowy, very nice and simple. And then when the lead singer, when he comes to start singing and he gets to that chorus and everything, it just hits you a ton of bricks. It is just something about that song that is profound. And then I fell in love with the band Idols themselves, and now it's like a thing that connects Mark and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Burn It Down. Kazoo?
Keizo.
Keizo.
Or Kaizo.
Okay.
Kaizo. This one was shown to me about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, very recent.
Yeah, so this clashes two of my favorite music genres. If you take Ray Volpe and you add in hardcore heavy like vocals and guitar riffs, that's what this song is.
Ooh, okay.
It is hardcore heavy and then like hits you with some EDM breakdowns that you weren't ready for. And I was like, I jaw dropped when I heard this one.
Okay.
I was like, what is this? And then it hits you again like, wow, wow, wow. Like, what? What is this? Easily one of those.
Crazy mashup. Okay.
Yeah.
Tech Noir by Gunship.
So this is one of the older songs. Like, I think the only older song on this list.
Okay.
Gunship, synthwave. I love synthwave music.
Yep.
Can never get enough of it. This one I found by watching YouTube. They made a claymation style video. The vocals hit. It has that synthwave 90s driving down the highway vibes. It is just so good. Everything about this. I got, my brother into it, my best friend. I got a whole bunch of people into this song, and then we're all sitting there like, hey, there's a new Gunship music video this week. Hey, there's a new album coming out this week. You're going to get it. Hey, who wants to rank our favorite songs? Like it spurred this whole thing with me and my friends. Mm-hmm. And my brother then took it and he has his favorite song. My best friend has his favorite song. So we all have this one shared culmination, shared of a Gunship.
Love that.
Yeah.
No, I'm also a very big fan of synthwave.
Yes,
I went through a whole phase of with my stream, to where I had this whole synthwave era of the EROE stream, and
it's crazy because I also before it was back probably about 2017. That was my theme. It was synthwave.
Okay,
probably about around the time that I heard Tech Noir by Gunship. But this entire album is full of good ones. The next album is full of good songs, and their latest album has another handful of really good ones. It has Tech Noir 2, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has a follow-up to it. That's why this song was so good. Their most popular is this one.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
The music video 10 out of 10 always gives these good vibes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then finishing up, we've got Big Dogs by you wanna
Humankind.
Okay.
This one spawned because of TikTok. And just something about it gives this it's an Indian rapper with guitar riffs and everything. It's so boppy, it's so good. I'm gonna do one of these ones mean mugging while listening to it. And the lyrics, it reminds me of old school Project Pat 3-6 Mafia back in the day. So it has this vibe with his lyrics, and then the music video is really cool too because it takes place in India. It's just super. I think it's India at least. I want to imagine it's somewhere Indian culture based, but it is 100% one of my my favorite music videos to watch. And now it is used. The first opening words, wait a minute, get out high, live it, 10 toes down, 10 toes in when we standing on business. And when they do that, it you have to listen to the song because they took that and turned it and used that opening to make so many killer scenes for AMVs. So there's one that's out right now from One Piece of Admiral Garp just walking out, and behind him the background explodes as he's walking as the beat hits. 10 out of 10.
Love that.
So it's just got this vibe to it.
Yeah.
Love
that, man. No, I love the way people get passionate about music, especially songs that with your songs with you and your friends, or you and Will, or you and Mark.
Yeah.
I love to hear those stories. That's why music is you have all three facets of entertainment: video games, movies, music.
Yep.
And it
you forgot the fourth one, comics, baby.
Yeah,
that's a hard one though too. That's a hard one too. So less mainstream, but
yes,
that'd
definitely.
be the fourth unspoken facet.
Definitely. Well, and it's like I thought about because when I was making Euro's top 5 originally, Big Guy's top 5, I was like, I want to throw you off immediately.
Yeah.
With like the first question, because you're expecting these like hard hitting, like emotional questions, and then what's your favorite ice cream? Like that was my goal, is to throw everybody off.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah, and then video games because I'm a big gamer, movies because I'm a big movie buff, music because I love music.
Oh yeah,
and then I actually the original top 5. The fifth question was Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
I've since changed that because we'll get into this, because with this stage and with our presence being online and everything, I feel like that we kind of have this almost a responsibility to let everybody know that it's not always going to be shit out there, because the world is just a very negative place a lot of the time.
Yes, it is.
So, my friend, you have the stage, you have the microphone. If there was one thing that you could say to the world, what would it be?
See, it's still one of my favorite quotes, and it was said by a younger kid in a YouTube video that I watched. Do good, die great. And it has forever stuck with me for like the past 5 years. Whenever anything's going on, someone says, "What do you think?" Do good, die great. Always. Do good in life, you're gonna have a best life. That's what it means to me. You're surrounded with good people, you're gonna have a good life.
Yeah.
It's always about doing good. Die great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
And it was brought to us by a 12-year-old, I think it was. It was it was the best. And I was like, I'm never going to forget that. Do good, die great.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep.
It's such a hard question, because everybody's usual answer, and not that it needs to, be taken away from its level of seriousness.
Yeah.
But everyone's usual answer is, don't be an asshole, don't be a cunt. Be kind to someone. Take something out of your day. So I always appreciate whenever somebody has a little bit of a different answer to that question, because while those answers are still very valid. It's always interesting to see what people come up with. But
that's easily one of my go-tos when I think about anything. Do good, die great.
Yeah.
It is just for a kid to say something so profound and have you think not all life is gonna be bad. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, but if you do your best, then you'll live a happy, successful life.
Hell yeah. I love that.
By a kid. Come on.
By a kid.
Yes.
Lemony, congratulations on running the gauntlet, my friend. That was another edition of EROE's Top 5. Rapid fire. Boom, boom, boom. Top 5 favorite anime, go.
Ooh, One Piece, Solo Leveling, Blue Lock, Demon Slayer, and Windbreaker.
Okay. How is Solo Leveling? I had the manga.
Yep.
I had the first 6 books.
Yep.
And because I bought them when I worked at Target.
Yep.
Which was another thing that we bonded over. We both had a Target lives.
Yep.
But I bought the manga, read the manga, fell in love with it, and then I actually had no idea they made the anime up until recently.
It follows the series to a T. It is
incredible.
Really well done. Actually, there is one part. It's after he gets his powers, the rebirth, that he's in the dungeon with the crew who's trying to kill them to take the money, and he grabs the dude's face and smashes it down. The animation for them doing that alone convinced me like they can do no wrong with this series.
Yeah.
It's top tier. When he's fighting the basilisk for the first time and he goes down to the sewers, like the blood curdling scream he gives out both in English and Japanese. I think they said both actors like through their voices trying to deliver that line that they were coughing up blood for like a week.
Oh, that's
like
crazy.
They gave it their all.
Yeah.
Went full force head on. And taking this adaptation of a manhwa, Chinese literature into an anime is just showing love for the entire series as a whole itself. Like, that's so far and few between for you to see something like that. And so the first season is 100% like well worth watching.
Okay.
It's only 12 episodes. It gets through to where he first says arise, and then it's over.
Okay.
Season 2 comes in, I think, February 25. So you got time to watch it, catch up.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think it adds tiny little things.
Okay.
Like to more round out the characters because you don't see some of them until later on, so it incorporates them a little earlier to give them more of a presence now that you're going to see down the line.
Okay, yeah.
Out of like all the anime, that one is like animation styles is wild, so good. Windbreaker, I definitely have in my top 5 because it forever will stand the test of time for me. That dub can also be good. I no longer fight for one side or the other. Subs better, dubs better. I will fight for it. That yes. Sorry, I have Mark in my ear saying one of the lines. It is
oh jeez.
It is the one thing. There's an episode 5, that we watched both dubbed first, then watched subbed when we went back to watch it dubbed and say, what's the difference? And there's one line that's delivered that when you hear it in English, they just put some stank on it. It goes, the one line goes, "You game, little baby?" But if you hear it in Japanese, it goes, "Ayo, bakcha?" And I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. And then the entire episode, the character is like talking and like his dub is like he's calling the dude a little boy, like stank on it, like antagonizing this dude. And I'm like, ooh, you can't have that in Japanese and get that same raw emotion.
Yeah.
So that's why that one is Blue Lock. It is a great, well done soccer anime for the first season. Throws you for a loop. It's Battle Royale soccer. So good. One Piece.
Okay.
One Piece is my favorite anime of all time. Will forever and always be.
I was gonna say I cool because now that we've spoken about it and I remember it now.
Yeah.
The TikTok.
Yep.
You had Luffy's head.
Yep. Had Luffy's head on.
What is it? Because I have never watched One Piece.
Yeah.
It's a very intimidating thing to get into because it's
1,100 episodes.
We'll take away the length because I watched Naruto from beginning to end all the way to the end of Shippuden along with all of the movies.
Yep.
So length is I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah.
But it's such an intimidating thing to because it has this almost aura about it.
Yeah.
What is it for you about One Piece?
The characters, the Straw Hats themselves. 100% it is their connection to each other. We talk about how long it is. In time of the anime itself, minus the 2-year gap, this has only been going on for less than 12 months. The first part of the arc takes place in 4 months.
Oh wow!
When he wakes up, he gets on a boat, gets Zoro, and then the next day he goes out again, and he goes again, the one season was 24 hours, less than. I think it was 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They expanded out to give you this depth and feel for all the characters and what they're doing. And it makes you fall in love with not only your protagonist and your main character, but all the people around him and how versatile they are and how much trust and love you can put into someone and them to save you. Naruto didn't have that. He had people rooting against him for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, you're the savior. Luffy just says, hey, you're a good person. I'm going to save you. You need help. I got your back.
Yeah.
That's all it was for him. It didn't take nothing to do anything he did for people. The storytelling of each character getting their own individual arc and showing their backstories and their coming ups and their like how they chose to join the crew is why I love it. Love the story, love seeing the power scale and how they grow. Like they're always learning something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many seasons. Like I can't even name a favorite season of it because everyone has such a good, compelling story.
Yeah.
To why they joined.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The people that the crew meet and the people like their enemies, they are like 10 scale, like insane. Now we're into a world of new animation and like the fight scenes are like, did you see that? And like I think it was at least 4 fights they put in impact frames. One frame of the entire anime. Someone drew something that if you didn't catch it right there, you missed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they're having a good time with the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just so good. And I can also say it's nothing. I guess I can and I can't say it. It's nothing like compared to Dragon Ball Z. You know, the joke of Goku's powering up for 4 episodes.
Yep.
That's the joke that everyone makes. In reality, it was probably, 20 minutes while other people are fighting and doing their thing.
Yep.
But I can't say the same thing because sometimes they take episodes and they drag it out just a hair too long. People staring at each other like this didn't happen. Why are we doing this? But then on the other flip side, there's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Always something. So it's never a dull moment. But then on the positive side for someone like you who's not been into it, the remake starts in April.
Oh, they're remaking it.
They're remaking it, so the entire of the entire series, they're doing it now that they have new animation styles.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do the first season, which is the first 60-some chapters, down to 25. Then they're going to do the next season down to like 13 episodes. They have a whole list of episodes and what they're trimming off and like making it to be a watchable series for anyone and everyone to enjoy and jump in on.
Interesting.
So
okay.
You don't have to watch 1,100 episodes. You get to watch 250 max, and you watch the entire series.
That's
I'm gonna watch
crazy.
The same thing and still be enthused and like enthralled and in it the entire time.
Yeah.
After being a fan for, I think I started in 2007. It started in 1999 is when it started. I started in 2007. Took a few hiatus breaks on it, to let some more time pass. And someone spoiled something for me, so like I can't have that happen again. So I jumped back in again.
There you go.
But I'm going to be watching the entire time when this new series jumps out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah. No, that's that definitely seems a lot more. It's not as intimidating almost.
No,
but yeah.
Nope. It gets anyone who wanted to make the jokes that, oh, this is too long. Now you can eat your words.
Yeah.
If you can sit through Naruto, Bleach, and all their filler, then you can sit through 250 episodes of One Piece.
Yeah, dude.
That was the fight and argument that I gave a bunch of people too. Like, no, like, what about all the filler? I was like, what filler? I was like, at best, you have 4 episodes. But at the end of every season, you have 1 episode because I got to catch up. So they're like giving you a recap of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto, you have how many seasons? I think it was like 42% of Naruto between Naruto and Shippuden was filler. And then like 55% of Bleach was all filler.
Yeah.
So
no, I can attest.
Yeah.
Watching beginning of Naruto all the way to the end of Shippuden, how much filler there was, and like there was some episodes I got downright mad.
It's like
because
why are we
like
here?
Well, because like you have the badass arc with Pain, the death of Jiraiya, all this stuff, and then we're going to the ramen shop and we're helping out the children and
like, did we forget
and,
what just happened or
and
Oh man,
I hate it.
It's why I couldn't do it. I watched the beginning of Shippuden, and then I was like, I'm just gonna read it. I gave up. I gave up watching it.
I don't know what it was. It like something came over me because I had redone my Funimation subscription.
Yep.
And I don't know what it was. Something came over me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna watch Naruto. Because obviously I watched it originally when it aired.
Yep.
Back in the late 2000s.
Late 2000s. Yep.
I watched it when it aired on Toonami, and like I remember I really enjoyed it then, but I never gave it the time of day.
Yep.
And I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and if I'll give it I'll give it 3 seasons.
Okay.
If I'm not into it by the end of the 3rd season, which I think you get into the Junin exams.
Yes.
By that point.
Yep.
And I remember Gaara was always my favorite guy.
Yep.
And yeah, by the end of that 3rd season, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, and like I went all the way to the end.
It's crazy that you say that, though. We also do what's called the rule of 3. Me and my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have my 2 brothers, like my best friends. We'll call myself we're the boys, the brothers.
Yeah.
We have what's called the rule of 3. If 2 of us recommend an anime, and the 3rd person wants to watch it, we say, I'm going to watch the first 3 episodes. If it is worth it, I'll report back to you. If it's not, I'll tell you this isn't for me. And
okay.
We've had that countless times of like, yo, the rule of 3 has to be applied to this one.
Yeah.
And then we've had it so, like, it can be a 12 episode series, but they'll always do the rule of 3. Let me watch 3 episodes and see if I can get into this.
Okay.
And it always
I mean, it is a solid solid theory, because most of the time you definitely do understand by that point if you're into it or not.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but you did the rule of 3 with a shonen. So with the big 3. Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. Like, you did the big 3 with one of them and watched the first 3 seasons. So at that point, if you weren't committed, something went wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because like I grew up with Dragon Ball, obviously, like getting home from school every single week, watching the new episode of Dragon Ball Z, watching Frieza and Goku fight on Namek. Like, I grew up with that shit. Yeah. So I knew that there was an anime fiend in there somewhere deep within here. And the funny part is I actually just recently, like within the past couple of years, realized my love for it.
Yeah.
And I have to thank Attack on Titan for that.
Yes.
Attack on Titan unlocked the door for me.
The world of anime again, yeah.
And while I haven't actually finished the show because they kept dragging it out. It's been dragged out like 4 times now. Yep. And then they're coming out with another ending.
Yep.
I know what happens in the book. Yeah. I've read it, but like it's God.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those ones. Like after watching season 1, we didn't get a second season for 8 years.
Really?
And they're like, hey, by the way, we're gonna give you season 3 tomorrow. And it's like, what happened to that 8-year gap? We're not gonna talk about that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't tomorrow, but it was, immediately like within the next year.
Right.
And then they're like, hey, we're going to give you the ending and we're going to break it up into like 4 parts. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'll just wait till it's all done. Literally. And if someone spoils the ending for me, that's on me, because I could watch it right now. That's on me.
Yeah. And then another one that everyone kept telling me that I had to watch was Death Note.
Death Note is a big proprietary one for starters for anime.
Death Note, I knew it was only a season, and I knew that it was a super digestible anime to watch. Yeah. I think I got done watching it in just over a week.
Yep.
And because I try to take my time with it, I don't try to rush and binge everything and like watch it in one day.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just so much information into the brain.
So what do you remember that happened?
Yeah. Exactly. So I finished it in about a week, and I fucking loved that show so much.
Yep. Aside from like Naruto, that was the one that got me and my brother Mike to start talking. I was sitting there at the lunch table, and he's like, "Hey, what are you reading?" I'm like, "Death Note." I was like, "Oh, can I read it when you're done?" So I gave it to him. That night, I went to the bookstore, picked up number 2. So I'm sitting there reading number 2. It's like, hey, give me that one. I want it. I was like, okay, well, I need number 3 now. So I'm just reading them, and he's reading them. And they said, by the way, you're reading too slow. I went ahead and bought us the rest of the books. You can have them when I'm done.
Yeah.
And so he bought like volumes 9, 10, 11, and 12. He bought the last 4 volumes because I was reading too slow. And
oh wow,
oh man, that was like a love that we shared. It's just reading those back and forth.
Did you guys watch?
Go ahead.
Did you guys watch the live action?
So I've watched a few of the live actions. The Netflix Americanized version, I understand what they were going for, because the person who created it also went to my school. He wanted to take this project and make it like what if it was in America.
Okay.
Poorly done. I will say that. Ryuk was really good. Willem Dafoe as Ryuk, really good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That was good. The rest of it, awful. They made 2 Japanese movies. Those were really good. And then they made a Korean drama series, which expanded the world, but also because it's a Korean drama, they made Light/Kira just look like a giant baby. At one point, when he sees Ryuk, he freaks out. I'm like, that's not Light. At all. Like, what are you doing? And so I watched like 3 episodes. I was like, it's a Korean drama. I know what you're trying to go for, but this is not it.
Yeah.
Well done, but you're hashing the story to make it something it's not.
For sure.
Yeah.
Crazy. Man. I just happened, as we were sharing the story about Devin, I happened to look at the timer, and I definitely I didn't expect this to go any different.
Yeah.
You and I, when we get to talking, we just go.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah. But
it could go for another 45, but yes.
Oh, easily.
Next time.
Easily.
Small Talks with a big guy.
Will Frieza finally destroy Namek? We talked about it earlier. I do have to get it before we end. Give me that list of those anime openings.
Ooh, my anime openings. Okay.
We talked about it earlier. I have to know.
So my anime openings right now, it is Otonoke by Creepy Nuts. I gotta see what the other one is called because I don't know the name of it. I could probably just tell you the artist of what it was, but it is like super good. Tank, Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
always good.
Man,
like phenomenal intro.
Yep.
Smile
I'll
Bomb.
just put on that album.
Smile Bomb, so good. The opening for Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ooh,
that is like always going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Kaiju number 8, the opening Abyss by Youngblood. Just something about it. And this one is in Japanese, so it's the opening for Windbreaker, but it's called Notori. Like those are the ones that I will always like. Right now, especially, things are going really well with the anime. They're having really good openings. Fly High, the anime opening 3 for Haikyuu, the volleyball anime, that's always up there. History Maker, Yuri on Ice is really good. Like I have too many. Like I made an entire playlist of just anime intros I really enjoy.
I'm sorry, you said Kaiju number 8?
Kaiju number 8.
I didn't know that was an anime.
Yep.
I have like the first 4 books out on.
It came out. I think I added this May 2024. Yeah. So I added this on May, so it came out about April or so.
Are they only in like 1 season in?
Yep. Just came out with first season. Just finished it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it is so good, so well animated.
Yeah.
The kaijus are sick. The ending of the first season and seeing, number 8 himself like metamorph into the huge kaiju.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wild. But yes, that is another one. The anime intro is an English artist too, Youngblood. The outro is by One Republic. which is why I think I really like them, because it is something that is so few and far between for animation themselves to have English artists be their opening and endings.
It's wild.
Yeah,
I'm so out of the loop on everything. I feel like anymore.
That's one of the things we also do in the Discord. I have a movie night and I have an anime night.
Yeah,
just so we can be in those chats. So people come in like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, you're anime night. You're watching anime. Okay. Like, that's pretty much, it's myself, it's Mark's sister, and a few other friends. Like, we'll just sit there and watch an anime. We'll do some AMVs here and there. I think Mark's got like 4 more new seasons that just came out this season just to watch. I'm like, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. But the big ones were Kaiju number 8 this season, Windbreaker, and now we're on Dawn to Dawn, which is only 2 episodes in, but because of how good it is, I have started since then reading it. It's solid. Okay. Solid. I'm 16 chapters in, and I will stand by it being one, like, anime of the year.
Wow. Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, brother.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Let me know where the people can find you.
You can really find me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaintLemony, SaintLemony. Saint Lemony. I'm over there streaming pretty much every day, but the definite stream schedule is Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. I'm streaming at night about 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Find me on all the same social media, Saint Lemony on Instagram, Twitter, Saint Lemony, YouTube. Really don't upload there. TikTok, same thing too. All Saint Lemony.
There you go. Yep. There you go. Brother, I'm so sorry I kept you for 2 hours, man.
No, I had a great time, actually. It was a great time. Also getting to, bounce off and, we talk the movies, we talk the music, we talk the games.
Yeah.
Anime. Oh, wouldn't trade it for the world. Had a great time.
Absolutely. Yes. I'll say we'll have to make episode 2 come soon.
Yes.
So, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end this because I don't want to keep him any longer. Maybe we'll get some more stuff for episode, whatever episode 2 is for us.
Yep.
But make sure you go follow Lemony on everything, ladies and gentlemen. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, everything that he mentioned. Also, make sure you follow me over on everything I got, which you don't have to follow my personal by any means, but at least follow Small Talks with the Big Guy on Twitter. We don't have anything else at the moment, but we are also on Spotify as long as YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you're listening over on Spotify, leave us a rating. Follow us. It's all free. What else are you doing? But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching or listening, whichever your prerogative, and we will see you in episode 11. We appreciate you. Have a good one.